Folks, it's a great day to talk hockey, so let's get at her. When you're selected outside of the top 20 in a draft class, typically there are awards. Player with top 10 skills will lack either size, physicality, skating speed, defensive awareness, or a combination of two or more of those things. Otherwise, he's going top 10. Likewise, a big, fast, physical winger lacks either vision or puck skills, or he's going high in the draft too. Alexander Zharovsky is a prospect who had top 5 puck skills in this past draft class, but no teams were willing to use a first-round pick on him. Be it the Russian factor, lack of live viewings, concerns with his lack of girth or defense. One of the best stick handlers in recent drafts was there for the Canadiens at 34th overall, and they moved up to grab him by trading picks 41 and 49 to Chicago for Zharovsky, and a 6th-round pick who turned out to be Kitchener Rangers defenseman Andrew McNeil. I'm featuring a few plays from MHL games in late January that Zharovsky. I was just starting to get to. I noticed one day, actually, I was doing a video on Agafonov, who was playing for Ufa as well. Big defenseman, skates pretty well. I was looking at him. He was ranked fairly high in Central Scouting's rankings, and there was this one kid, number 88. He made a play when Agafonov was on the ice there. It just wowed me, and I said, okay, must be a 20-year-old, 21-year-old playing that, has a lot of skill. Looked them up in database, and this kid's draft eligible this year. So I took a bigger look at him, and it kind of blew me away, actually, just how skilled this kid was. And he wasn't on anybody's radar at the time. This was probably December, maybe January. And then, okay. Well, this is somebody that I have to keep an eye on the rest of the year. And he just kept getting better and better. But let's roll the video here on a game that he played January 17th. Right away, you notice just how dangerous this kid is in the offensive zone. Like his forechecking there, picked up the puck. He's not overly physical, but he will make the play to retrieve the puck. He's not looking to hit players necessarily too often, but he does. He will battle to win pucks from the opponents. Here you see, I mean, in pretty much every one of these highlights, just how skilled he is with the puck. He's very difficult to get the puck off of. Has good length, plays with a long stick, but his hands are just soft as can be, and you just see play after play where he's making just excellent stick handling moves. And here, even in his own zone, it's not just an offensive zone thing. It's tough to get the puck from him when he's got it. He's slippery. Makes nice turns. He's got to work on it, on his speed, obviously, but there's a lot of agility there. That was a nice play, but he didn't quite finish. Would have been a highlight reel goal if he did. And here he gets involved after the play. There's a couple of these instances where it was nice to see some pushback from him. He's not a very strong kid yet, but it just goes to show that he does have some. He does have a little bit of pugnaciousness in him there. Right back, he makes a lot of nice passes in the offensive zone. He's got very good vision. There's a nice play for him to get the puck back to his defenseman and keep it going. So as the year went on, I found that his defensive game improved quite a bit. And the first couple of viewings, it was a little scary at times. But you see here his ability to get pucks out of the zone or make dangerous plays in the other zone. See that play there where he got it back. Let's just roll that back a bit. And you can see, look at the turnaround and then the beautiful pass. He puts passes right on the tape and, knows how to lead his teammates with nice passes. Again, this was just a few highlights. Unfortunately, I don't know why it's not downloading the January 20th. I've been trying for the past hour to get it to load, and it isn't. So we're just going to have to go with that one video. But I will post some more Zharovsky videos quite soon on this channel and talk about them. But that gives you a quick overview of just how skilled he is. He's certainly one of the most skilled Russian. I'd say Buchelnikov, Demidov, and Zharovsky. In the past decade, I haven't seen three prospects in their draft years in Russia that had better puck skills than those three. Maybe I'm missing someone, but those three come to mind right off the bat. So Montreal, hey, they picked up another Russian that maybe down the road it'll help Ivan acclimatize to North America a little better, presumably having a teammate and maybe even a line mate that from his own country that speaks his own language, and maybe it'll help Zharovsky too. The fact that when he does come over, there'll be another Russian there to help him feel more comfortable in a new homeland. But folks question, like when Zharovsky has the puck in the offensive zone, grab the popcorn. Like, he has more moves than Gary Kasparov. You see the slipperiness, you see the soft hands, you see the vision. You also want to see more compete, but it's coming. In several of the videos that I watched, he took games over in the offensive zone. Folks question the strength of the MHL, and I wouldn't say it's on par with the OHL or WHL, but there are teams at the top of the standings that would beat or at least challenge mediocre QMJHL teams. I don't see a discernible difference in the quality of play between the two leagues. Maybe you give an edge to the Q, but it's not discernible. There are no players in any of the three CHL leagues pulling off moves like, with the consistency of Zharovsky that I saw last year. Like, there's no denying his puck skills. The Canadiens have grabbed two of the best Russians I've seen since Kaprizov with their hands, as I noted earlier, in Demidov and Zharovsky. And, he's got a long way to go before he's ready to push for an NHL spot, but the Canadiens won't be in a rush. There's no immediate need to add another young top six piece, as the club now has at least 5 pushing for spots this training camp, and players like Michael Hage in the system. So he'll need time. A year ago, he was playing in the NMHL, which is roughly equivalent to the NAHL or lesser Tier 2 junior leagues in Canada, maybe even below. He's come a long way in his development, in the past year as he ended last season playing in the KHL playoffs. And the reports I got from scouts who studied video of those games and matched what I saw was like a young player who was more committed to working hard away from the puck and being less individualistic. Even though, I mean, he's not going to be able to pull off all the moves that we see in all of the highlight reels and what we just saw there. It's not realistic that he's going to always be able to do that at the NHL level. He will on occasion, but he's going to have to adapt to, the best league in the world and learn to use teammates a little more. But it's not like he's a puck hog all the time. He makes great passes when he decides to do it, but he certainly likes to dangle, and it's fun to watch him. The skating needs to come, but that may that may simply be a matter of strength. He's 6'1" and not even 170 pounds yet, so there's muscle to be added to that slender frame. One scout who attended the Russian Combine right before the draft said he looked like he was 12 years old, very skinny and boyish. So there's some physical development to come, and that might be, we may only be seeing the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this kid. Like maybe there's a pile more development to come, and if that's the case, boy, he could really be a good one. The Canadiens, it was worth taking a swing at the start of the second round. I think they don't have a lot of down the road. They don't have a lot of top 6 spots available. It's going to take a special talent to crack the top 6 in 3 or 4 years, and Zharovsky has special talent. So it was worth. I think it was worth the risk, if you want to call it that, of taking a Russian who still needs to do a lot of developing at the start of the second round. Why not? If I were to compare Zharovsky to another player, it would be Luca Delbel-Blues, who was selected 44th overall, I believe it was, by Columbus in 2022. The Slav and Hudson draft. The Owen Beck draft, actually. He was Owen Beck's teammate, Mississauga, for a couple of years. They were the 1 and 2 centers on Mississauga, and it was fun. It was fun scouting them back to back in their draft years. I saw quite a bit of them. Delbel-Blues has a very similar build to Zharovsky, similar puck handling skills, very slick with the puck. Probably not as slick, I mean, as Zharovsky. Zharovsky's even maybe a notch above Delbel-Blues, and that's saying a lot because Delbel has really nice hands too. But Luca needed to get stronger, improve his skating after he was drafted. That's why he dropped to the second round, even though he had first round talent as well. But really skinny, just like Zharovsky. But things are coming along pretty well with Delbel-Blues. He played 15 games with Columbus last season, picked up 8 points. 61 AHL games. He had 53 points last year. At 21? That's pretty impressive. It was, even more points than Beck had. So he may earn a regular spot with the Blue Jackets next season, and he turns 22 in November. So that may be a similar timeline for Zharovsky. He has 2 years left on his KHL contract. Then look for him to need a year or two in Laval, likely, and then challenge for a spot in Montreal at some point, 2028, 2029 calendar years. So that's my take on Zharovsky. I think he was well worth the risk at early in the second round. I had him ranked 24th overall. I thought he had top 20 talent, maybe top 15 talent, but there are some things that will need to come. It's
I wouldn't say he's a boomer bust prospect, but it leans more towards that than a safe pick with a low ceiling. He's got a high ceiling, and the floor's not that high. So, bit of a boomer bust prospect. I think the Canadiens were smart to go for that at early in the second round. I'm really excited about this player, and I think if he can put on the requisite muscle, keep developing his defensive game, come over to North America, adapt well, he'll be a top 6 player for the Canadiens and excite a lot of fans. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for my next scouting report, probably in a day or two.